Hi everyone, welcome back to Nirja Education. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter from Standard 9 Science, that is matter around us pure? Before going to the chapter, we will discuss the term pure. What is the meaning of pure? Purity, already you heard this word pure, impure substances, everything you have heard. What do you mean by pure substances? Suppose we are taking any food items. Something you are taking, that means when you are telling it that it is pure, that means some adulteration is not there. If anything is mixed with that food items, that we will say it is not pure, impure. Water, impure water. What do you mean by impure water? If that water is not good for drinking, or some pollutants or some dust particles or something is there, then we will tell that is an impure water. In science, we will see what is meant by pure. Same way only, pure means if the substance is made up of only one kind of particles, same type of particles, then that substance is known as pure substances. It may be same type of atoms or molecules. You know that what are atoms and molecules. Suppose the particles are made up of same type of atoms or molecules, then that is known as pure substances. So the matter, you know that what is matter, already in first chapter we have discussed. This matter can be divided into two types, that is pure substances and impure substances. The pure substances can again divided into two types, that is elements and compounds. We will discuss in details about all this. Just you see this classification. After that we will discuss about all this in detail. So matter can be divided into pure and impure substances. The pure substances can again divided into two, that is elements and compounds. The impure substances again divided into two, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. These impure substances also known as mixtures. These impure substances, we can tell it as mixtures also. So these mixtures, it can be divided into two, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now we will see what are elements, what are compounds, what are homogeneous mixtures and what are heterogeneous mixtures. So already we have discussed the classification of matter. You know that the pure substances can be divided into two, that is elements and compounds. First we will discuss about the elements. These elements, this cannot be broken into simpler substances. This is the smallest part. It cannot be divided into simpler substances. Such substances are known as these elements. These elements can also be divided into metals, metalloids and non-metals. Already in 8th standard you have learned about the metals. It will have it is having some of the properties like ductility, malleability, luster and everything you have learned in 8th standard. So metals, some of the examples for metals are, what are the examples for metals? Yes, copper, gold, etc. are example for these metals. Metalloids means they will have some of the properties of metals and some properties of non-metals also. In between these metals and non-metals, the properties are in between these two. Such elements are known as metalloids. What are the examples for metalloids? Yes, silicon, boron, etc. are example for these metalloids. Now the last one is non-metals. They don't have malleability, ductility and they don't have the property like that luster and everything. It won't be there for these non-metals. What are the example for these non-metals? Yes, sulfur, oxygen, etc. are example for these non-metals. So elements means it cannot be further divided into simpler substances. It's a pure substances, and these elements can be divided into three, that are metals, metalloids and non-metals. Metals will have some property like ductility, malleability and etc. and non-metals don't have these properties. And examples for metals are copper, gold, etc. Metalloids, silicon, boron and non-metals, sulfur and oxygen. Next we will discuss about the compounds. So compounds means the substances which are made up of two or more elements that is combined chemically. So already we discussed pure substances, already we have discussed that the definition. What was the definition? It is made up of same type of particles. So here you will have some confusion that compounds, it is made up of two or more elements. I am going to take one example, that is water. Water is a compound and it is a pure substances. Water is a compound and it is a pure substances. Then you will have a confusion that whether it is a pure substances or not, because you can find hydrogen and oxygen here. But in definition we have already told that maybe whether it may be atoms or molecules. Molecules may be formed by different atoms also, or different elements, we can tell it that, because it is combined chemically. We can't separate it by any physical method. We have to apply some chemical process, then only we can separate this hydrogen and oxygen. That is why we are considering it as a pure substances. I hope you have understood this point. So water is an example for compound, and one more example, salt. Salt is another example for compound. What is the formula? That is NaCl. It is made up of sodium and chloride. They are also combined chemically. Now we will see some of the properties of these compounds. What are the properties of these compounds? What is the first property? The properties are differ from its constituent particles. You can see that here in water the constituent particles are hydrogen and oxygen. When we are taking water, it doesn't have any property of this hydrogen and oxygen. The first state itself you can see, because hydrogen and oxygen, they are in the gaseous state, but water, it is in the liquid state. That means the properties of this compound will be different from, entirely different from the constituent particles. The second point is that they will have fixed melting point and boiling point. It will have fixed melting point and boiling point. The third one is that it is homogeneous. Homogeneous means the constituent or the particles will be same everywhere. When you are taking a glass water, you are taking the constituent or the water molecule will be same everywhere. That is mean by this homogeneous. It will be same. And what is the last point? The constituent elements can be separated by chemical process only. Already we have discussed that the constituent particles are combined chemically. So we can separate it only by chemical process. By filtration or some other physical method, we can't separate these constituent particles. I hope you have understood about the compounds. Now we are going to discuss about the mixtures. You know that mixture, it is an impure substances and it can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous, that we will discuss next. So homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. What do you mean by homogeneous mixture? From word itself you come to know that homo means same. The meaning of homo is same and genus means phase. So there will be single phase for this homogeneous mixture. I am going to take one example, that is sugar or salt in water. Sugar or salt in water, that means solution. This homogeneous mixture, solution is an example for this homogeneous mixture. So sugar or salt in water is an example for homogeneous mixture. You know that when you are adding sugar to water, after sometimes you can't differentiate this sugar from water, because the sugar will dissolve in this water, so that it will be difficult for, it is not possible for you to identify the sugar particles in that water with naked eye. We can see it with the help of microscope and everything, but we can't see it with the help of your naked eye. So this is an example for homogeneous mixture. That means the constituent particle, sugar particle or salt particle, it will mix with the water. So there will be only single phase, there won't be different phases. You can't differentiate the solute and the solvent. So that is the example for homogeneous mixture. Then what are heterogeneous mixture? Like the same way, hetero means different. The meaning of hetero is different, genus means phase only. That means you can identify the constituent particles. There will be different phase. Example, sand or chalk in water. So in this case you can identify, because it is the chalk or sand is not going to mix with the water. You can identify the sand particles in the water, or you can identify the chalk particles in the water. After some times, when you are keeping without disturbing, you can find that the sand particles will settle in that water. So this is an example for heterogeneous mixture. I hope all of you have understood the introduction of this chapter, that is pure substances, how the matter is divided into pure substances and impure substances. Thank you all and have a nice day.